Hello. Welcome back in person and live stream to the 27th Annual Saskatchewan Festival of Words. Thanks for coming. My name is Sarah Simison, and I'm the Managing Artistic Director for the festival, and this is our Operations Manager, Amanda Farnell. Yes. I would like to start the evening by humbly acknowledging that our work is carried out on what is known as Treaty 4 territory. This is the traditional territory of the Naheawak Cree, Anishinaabe Saulteaux, Lakota, Dakota, Nakota, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. Our organization is dedicated to honoring the treaties and is committed to reconciliation. Each year, we strive to curate diverse programming and create equitable access. Our work is guided by these principles, and we continue to educate ourselves and each other on diversity, equity, inclusion, accessibility, decolonization, and anti-racism. Throughout the year, we work with our partners at WACA, Waccamaw Aboriginal Community Association, as well as other Indigenous and cultural groups and artists. And it is through these community and artist collaborations that we continue our own learning and unlearning, to question and challenge, and to listen and understand. The Saskatchewan Festival of Words is proud to feature Indigenous voices from Saskatchewan and across Canada. So thank you for choosing to learn and listen. Here to bring greetings on behalf of the city is Mayor Clive Tolley. Thank you.
I asked Sarah, can I tell a bunch of jokes and stuff? She says, well, if you tell one and they laugh, you can keep telling them. Or if I tell one and you don't laugh, I'll tell it again. Yeah, and you can't make fun of anyone anymore, so I'll make fun of myself. My mom wrote me, she wrote this letter, and she says, I'm writing this slow because I know you can't read fast. We don't live where we did when you left. Your dad read in the newspaper that most accidents happen within 20 miles of your home, so we've moved. And we won't be able to send you the address for this last Saskatchewan family that lived here. They took the numbers with them for the new house so they wouldn't have to change their address. Are we into some puns? I accidentally rubbed ketchup in my eyes. Now I have hindsight. Here's a puzzler for you. Did you know muffins spelled backwards is what you do when you take them out of the oven? Sniff them. Singing in the shower is fine until you get soap in your mouth. Yeah, that died. Then it's a soap opera. The Black Eyed Peas can sing us a song, but the chickpeas can only hum us one, I should say. Then there was the fruit of the loom who took Haynes to court. It was a briefcase. My friend Jack says you can communicate with vegetables. That's right, Jack and the beans talk. I want to tell you about a girl who only eats plants. You probably have not heard of her. Herbivore. I was struggling to understand how lightning works, and then it struck me. And my wife said, don't tell this. And I said, I'm going to. 6 cows were smoking joints and playing poker. The stakes were pretty high. So last week, I was walking in front of City Hall, and I came across 2 couples that are kind of in my age group, middle-aged. And I started a conversation with them because they're looking up at our clock tower, and if most of you have noticed that are either living here locally or are visiting, the clock tower doesn't look quite right. We've taken all the guts of the clock tower at City Hall out, and we're fixing it all up, and it's going to have a new face and new hands, and there's a lot of work being on it. So they were looking like this, and I was looking like that. And I said, where are you folks from? And they said, well, one couple's from Winnipeg and one couple's from Edmonton. They made a plan that they'd meet in Moose Jaw at the spa and have a get-together. And they're just thrilled with Moose Jaw's downtown, and they couldn't carry on the conversations because they're on their way to do the tunnel tour. So since they were here, I got a nice email from them, and it talks about the experiences they had in Moose Jaw and the time they had. So I'm hoping that all of you who are from out of town are also going to have a great time while you're in the city of Moose Jaw. And if you do have a great time, or if you've got some suggestions of how we could do things better, I'm easy to find, merit@moosejaw.ca, and also, I mean, you can give feedback to, of course, through your feedback mechanisms that are in place for the festival and through Sarah. But we'd like to hear stories, good and bad, because we really want to be a destination. We want to be Canada's most notorious city for people to come and enjoy themselves. We think we've really got something here, and we want to make it better. So welcome to the city of Moose Jaw, and enjoy your time here. And you're going to have a great concert tonight. I've been listening to this band all day long on my computer, and they're fabulous. Thank you.
I always ruin the mic setup. I'm sorry. I'm so short. Oh, now I can't even see my notes. I have to hold them up. So it's a little bit of a longer introduction today because we want to keep some housekeeping notes for right at the start of the festival. Our volunteers and staff will be wearing maroon and silver t-shirts, exactly like this. So if you see any or you have any questions or looking for help, they should be easy to spot. As I'm sure you've noticed, we've changed the schedule slightly from previous years. One change you'll notice that we kicked off the festival today with a family-friendly street fair that ended up inside today. And our concert moved to tonight. Saturday night, we will be showing our feature film. Of course, we have your evaluation forms ready, so please let it's been a long day. Please let us know your thoughts on anything that happens in the festival. It's my favorite thing to read after the festival, so we do read them. Another change is that we will no longer have the author auction at the Friday night literary trivia, but don't worry, there will be opportunities to still recruit authors to your teams. Instead, festival staff will be assigning authors to teams randomly. Please note, we are not beyond bribery. Additionally, we will have a 50-50 draw at trivia night, and we are hosting a raffle for some beautiful literary-themed pottery items created and generously donated by local potter Faith Softy. Draw will take place Sunday, and you can buy the tickets at the library starting tomorrow. Just reminder that parking is often at a premium at the library, and the city is no longer issuing parking passes. So there's no charge for parking on Saturday and Sunday, but there is a charge tomorrow. So just keep an eye on that. Book sales will be again held downstairs at the Moose Jaw Art Gallery's Discovery Room and will be open to the public. A portion of the proceeds from the book sales is donated back to the festival from McNally Robinson, so please consider making purchase there. Festival authors will also be signing books at the on-site bookstore after their reading sessions. Also a quick plug for our local bookstore, Moose Jaw's only bookstore, Post Horizon Booksellers. If you have the time during your visit, please stop in. The complimentary nutrition break area will be back downstairs in the Moose Jaw Museum and Art Gallery, where we will have complimentary coffee, tea, and snacks.
Okay, we have a fantastic lineup again this year, and we're sure you'll find a few surprises, so enjoy your time at the festival. Finally, this festival would not be possible without the support of our major funders, so we would like to thank SaskArts, SaskCulture, Saskatchewan Lotteries, Canada Council for the Arts, and the Government of Canada. SaskArts is celebrating their 75th anniversary this year, and tonight, before we hand the stage over to the incredible Diyet and the Love Soldiers that have come all the way from the Yukon, they drove here. It took them 3 days to get here to perform for you guys. We do have board chair from SaskArts, Corey Furman, here to say a few words. And Corey will just come out here.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for the kind welcome, and good evening. On behalf of my colleagues from SaskArts, I'm pleased to bring greetings, and we're happy to support this festival. And I'd forgotten about the bright lights. Happy to support the festival. I hope you have a great weekend of events and shows and getting your creative juices flowing. As was mentioned, for SaskArts, we are celebrating our 75th anniversary of supporting the arts community in Saskatchewan this year. So in those 75 years of support for arts festivals, arts organizations, individual artists, and a part of that, we've done a small acknowledgement program this year. It's called We Celebrate You. You could go have a look at our website if you like. And we have had 75 established Saskatchewan artists who've nominated 75 up and coming artists and they're receiving a small grant to further their work. And you can have a look at at those folks and their work on our website if you want to have a look at that. At Sask Arts, our support of the arts community is not possible without the support of the government of Saskatchewan and Sask Culture and Sask Lotteries, so we thank them for their help. And again, on behalf of my board colleagues and all of our Sask Arts staff, let me again congratulate the organizers of the festival on putting together a great weekend. Thanks for coming out to support your festival. Enjoy this beautiful venue and enjoy the show this evening and enjoy the weekend. Thank you very much.
How you guys doing? All right.
So quiet here.
We were just seeing if we can remember some jokes backstage. And I'm going to steal that other joke that somebody else told out here tonight about the cows. Won't tell it again tonight, but we're going to start off with a tune called Brave Face. Helps if our stuff is turned on. Stand tall, put on your brave face. The saddest part of the dying heart springs from the deepest part of the living well. Don't fall, you may be broken now. We see the last coming way too fast, and we weep for every day we won't see. Brave face, wondering if someone out there's a plan. Stay here, put on a brave face when you're left with a hole inside your soul. It'll mend in pieces but never be the same. Brave face, hold on to your joy. Hold on to the ones who make you whole. Brave face, hold on to your joy. Hold on to the ones who make you whole. Shonithan. Shonithan. Ainji Diyet uye. Thu on man mai ninje. Kajet yet jelije. Ma gudia uye. Aswa. Tuthlisen uye. Aswa show. Gudia shun uye na. Angie Tashanili Dakhwani'i. My name is Diyet, and I'm from the Klawani people in the Yukon. We're mountain people, and I come from the Kudjet, or the Raven clan. We're matrilineal people, so if I introduce myself, I need to also introduce the mothers that I come from. My mama is Gudia, my grandma is Tutlasin, and her mother was also Gudia. We're happy to be here, and we're a little bit away from home. We we tour a lot in the country, you know, back and forth across the country, but we usually hop on planes because to get anywhere outside of the Yukon, it takes about 2 days. So if you want to start a journey, you got to drive for at least 24 hours. But we decided to drive here and just sort of experience some of this country. It's beautiful, those big blue skies. Smoky sky today, but I took a lot of pictures yesterday driving from Alberta to Saskatchewan. And a lot of these songs that I write and that we play are inspired by nature, by that land, that big, beautiful land that we are blessed to live on. And especially for me, my home in the mountains. The song's called In Our Nature. It's a tune that I wrote thinking back and remembering this cabin that I grew up in. Like the bear in the spring, ready to claw her way out of the den. She's hungry, like the bird flying north after a long winter down south. She flies against the wind, It's in our nature to live on this hard land. She can be tender or cold as ice. Well, here comes a wave. Here comes the wind. Here comes the pounding thunder. I'll remind her she can still shake the earth. In the quiet of the bush, under the camouflage of leaves, an orchestra appears. In the grinding of the ice and sand, 3 million years of frustration is pushing its way out. It's in our nature to live on this hard land. She can be tender or cold as ice. Here comes a wave. Here comes the wind. Here comes the pounding thunder. I'll remind her she can still shake the earth. Drop after drop, the ocean grows. Stone after stone, the hills roll on, becoming mountains. Ooh. It's in our nature to live on this hard land. She can be tender or cold as ice. Here comes a wave. Here comes the wind. Here comes the pounding thunder. I'll remind her she can still shake the earth. Here comes a wave. Here comes the wind. Here comes the pounding thunder. I'll remind her she can still shake the earth. Shawnikan, thank you. One of my dear friends, Nivi Nilsson, she's a singer from Greenland, came to the Yukon some years ago, and with the purpose to come and write some songs with me, and she came to my home in Kluane. And we spent, that week just enjoying each other, having lots of fun, and getting to know each other and trying to figure out what we are going to write about. Two people who didn't know each other previously. And we discovered that we have so much in common, even though we come from such different places, different cultures. She's Inuk, and I'm Southern Shoshone. We speak very different languages, have a different sense of land, and yet we had so much in common. We had almost like a mirror of each other's childhoods, and we talked about that. We talked about especially that midnight sun in the summer just doesn't want to go down. And we always say that, we sleep in the winter like bears, and we party all summer, ready for sleep again in the fall. But we talked about that and how it was so fun and wild and free to grow up like that, and just being able to run and not have any idea of time or place or space. We fall down hard, get hurt, is normal. Might as well learn what we have to learn. There are no distractions to soften the fall. So we learn to pick ourselves up and move on. Better to live than to hide. We won't forget to live outside. Better to live than to hide. We won't forget to live outside. It's 10 o'clock and the sun's still shining. Just coming in from a long day of play. These long summer days carry on and on. These four walls, I am still there. Better to live than to hide. We won't forget to live outside. Better to live than to hide. We won't forget to live outside. Better to live than to hide. We won't forget to live outside. Better to live than to hide. We won't forget to live outside. Shonithan. The place that, has anybody here ever been to the Yukon? All right. Have you been to where I'm from in Kluane? Yeah, that's home. It's like one of the small, it is, I think, the second smallest community in the entire Yukon. But there's always somebody who's been there. And just so in case you're wondering what you can do there, you can look at the world's largest gold pan. It's on the side of the road, if that's what you really want to look at, because it's actually incredibly beautiful. We call those big mountains. We are right at the foot of Big Valley. And there's two mountain ranges that come up on either side. On the north side, we have the Ruby Range. Older mountains, not so jagged, not a lot of glaciers. On the south side, we have the St. Elias Mountain Range. but we call that country Asikeyi. In our language, we personify objects that we in English think of as objects, like a mountain or a rock or a tree. In our language, we call it a they or an it or a she or he. We don't really have a gender because we think of those things, mountains, as like family, grandfather. They've been there for a long time. They're going to be there after we're gone. And they are a protection, and they feed us and provide for us, and they show us the way, just like a grandfather would. And these big mountains, Asikeyi, we, for about 60, 65 years in the very recent past, since the Alaska Highway was built in 1942, I believe it went through, the land was opened up to the world and to Alaska. It's a gateway to Alaska. And so the world came, and they saw all these incredible animals, big moose, and caribou, and sheep, big fish, and grizzly bears, and black bears, wolves. And so people wanted to come and hunt them, and they hunted them so much that the government of Canada reacted, and they created a national park and reserve. But they forgot about the people, and it became illegal for us to go into our home and harvest for a long time. My grandma, who's 94 actually, she was a young woman during this time. And she thought that she would live out the rest of her days, never, always looking at Asikeyi, but not being able to go into this country. But things change, life changes, people evolve. And we came to an agreement with Canada. And now we co-manage this big land. And we go back and we go into this country again and use it the way that we have always used it. It can be disconcerting if you're a German tourist hiking in the mountain, and then you see a couple of hunters coming down the mountain with a sheep on their back. But you know, that's life. Here in the Yukon. But I talked to my grandma about this, and we wrote this song, next song together. I needed to tell you how important this land is so that you understand what I'm singing, because you won't understand any words unless you speak Southern Deshoney. But it's our grandfather. Grandfather, you were there for so long, and you took care of us. And then you were taken, and we cried for you for a long time. When you came back, we say we won't cry anymore. Asiake Narishinka Dakanung Tatu Heya Heya Dakanung Tatu Heya Heya Asiake Daja Nakutsating Ana Ura Yatsasaina Heya Ura Yatsasaina Heya Heya Asiake Nakuchaniyong Heya Heya Aju Yatsasai Akan Aju Yatsasai Akan Asiake kuchaniu. Hey ya, hey ya. Ahu tashan nithi. Ahu tashan nithi. Kunstish yedin I. Kunstish yedin I. This next song I wrote for my mom after she told me her story of being taken to residential school when she was 5 years old. She didn't really talk about it until we were adults. Her children were grown. And when she did start telling us about it, and she told me her story, part of her story, it really shook me to my core, changed the way that I am and the person that I am, but it changed the way that I see my mom. She's not just my mom, but she's an incredibly strong, strong woman. To come out the other end of that and still always look at life and the world with such hope and such passion. Said it was right, it was wrong to stay, so they boarded the bus and it carried them away. How I wish to see your face, but you stay away in your hiding place for so long. Oh yeah, well who could have known you'd never be the same? Look at you now, look back on where you came. You're the shining light at the end of the day, always. Heart aching, oh my heart's breaking. A child on her own, only dreams of home. Heart aching, oh my heart's breaking. No more lost children on their own. Everybody knew, no one said a word, just bottled it up and held it close to the hurt. I wonder how you made it through so far away from all you knew, but you did, and you go on. Well, I didn't want to ask, too afraid to hear the truth. Well, knowing all your pain, what would that prove? To me, you'll always be the eighth wonder. Heart aching, oh my heart's breaking. A child on her own, only dreams of home. Heart aching, Jonathan, thank you.
We ended up with just the reverb in our monitor here, so we could kill that. Let's have a big hand for Matt on the sound.
Woo! It's beautiful. We're pretty far south here, but do you guys get like cold, brutal winters?
Everyone thinks they get cold.
Well, you know, we actually don't mind winter. I look forward to it. But there are a couple days in February when it's like minus 40, and it's been minus 40 for like 2 weeks, and you really just can't go outside. And you just, you know, you feel really crazy. I probably wrote the song around that time. It's called Stuck.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We were born in the wild of the north. My roots are hammered in the earth. Some of us are stuck, some of us go south. Some of us spend our whole lives trying to find the easy out. Ooh, I do believe, even when we go, don't ever leave. Ooh, I do believe, even when we go, don't ever leave. Too many days spent walking uphill, going against the wind and cursing hell. Keep on moving, well there's no other way. Gotta move to keep those ghosts at bay. Ooh, I do believe, even when we go, we don't ever leave. Ooh, I do believe, even when we go, we don't ever leave. Better or worse, we're tethered at birth to this rocky outcrop our place in the north. When you start to think those ties grow weak, well they'll yank your chain and pull you off your feet. Ooh, I do believe, even when we go, we don't ever leave. Ooh, I do believe, even when we go, we don't ever leave. I do believe, even when we go, we don't ever leave. That's Bob Hamilton on the mandolin. Why don't you give these fellas a round of applause? This is Robert over here. He's working hard. This is also Robert, we call him Bob. Working hard. You know, when we've been playing together for a long time, actually. I was just thinking about it the other day, and it's been 13 years. Yeah, we've been playing together for 13 years, and I was like, where did time go? But really, I mean, I raised 2 kids, and one's well, not quite out of the house. He will be soon, though, I hope. This guy here, he's actually my husband, and he was the drummer in the band. I told him, you know, actually, and Bob he was playing guitar, and we had other people. There's 5 of us, and then we started getting gigs outside of the Yukon. I thought, holy smokes, that's a lot of people. It's a lot of gear. I thought, there's no way I'm going to even have gas money left to go. So I said, hey, let's just cut this band in half, guys. And I said, hey, honey, like, why don't you just, you play rhythm guitar and drums at the same time, okay? That will work. And he said,
What does any good husband say to that?
yes, dear.
Yes, honey.
But it's been lots of fun. Lots of fun. The next tune's called Two Little Birds. And it's a memory I have being 18, leaving home for the first time, going to school, driving out of the Yukon, and thinking everything would be so much better, not knowing that home's actually pretty good. Thought we were living in the past, knew there was more beyond where the shadows cast. So we made a pact to leave where the gravel meets the road and go. We were two little birds in the front of a strong tail wind, first time on our own, drunk on our happiness, singing never thought of coming back, never thought about much. Just two little birds heading south down a two-lane road. Years go by and you wonder why you're not home. Traveled everywhere searching for a home. The carefree child needs two little birds in the front of a strong tail wind, first time on our own, drunk on a happiness, singing ooh, 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 ooh. Never thought of coming back, never thought about much. Just two little birds heading south down a two-lane road. Singing ooh, ooh. Never thought of coming back, never thought about much. Just two little birds heading south down a two-lane road. Shawnathan, thank you. We're going to get Bob on the guitar and do a song for you called We're Still Here. Ketang es enu show korathon. That means tomorrow is going to be a better day. I really wanted to incorporate some language in some of my songs and these because I write most of my songs, actually. I think I've written every song except for maybe one at home. And so much of a part of my life is also this community and this country, or is what we call our country, but my home. And the people there. Kit ang ezenu shokwaratao is a sentiment, a feeling about hope, about looking forward, and about living. Just live. Live and be happy and enjoy the moment that you have right now.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey.
Ketonke zenu shokwaratao, hey.
Yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey.
Ketonke zenu shokwaratao, hey.
Yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey.
Ketonke zenu shokwaratao.
They keep trying to take my flowers, replace them with guns. No one's gonna take my heart. That's a battle I've already won. You can run, you can hide. What good will that do us? At least we know we tried. At the end of the night, got nowhere to go, stuck on this bar. We're out of control, but we're still here. So raise your drinks tonight to life. Tomorrow we'll try to do what's right. We're still here. So many words are flying at us, claiming to be the best. Words don't carry weight when you don't know who to trust. Everyone knows, everyone sees. Truth is but a small part of what you want to believe. At the end of the night, got nowhere to go, stuck on this bar. We're out of control. We're still here. So raise your drinks tonight to life. Tomorrow we'll try to do what's right. We're still here.
We got tomorrow.
We'll live for a brighter day. Yeah, we got tomorrow. We'll live for a brighter day. Starting lines and battle cries, giving everything we got. There's joy in the race to be everything you're not. In the sweetest dreams, you're not alone. So we keep searching for a place that garden grows. At the end of the night, got nowhere to go, stuck on this bar. We're out of control. We're still here. So raise your drinks tonight to life. Tomorrow we'll try to do what's right. We're still here. We got tomorrow. We'll live for a brighter day. Yeah, we got tomorrow. We'll live for a brighter day. Yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey.
Ketonke zenu shokwaratao, hey.
Yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey.
Ketonke zenu shokwaratao, hey.
Yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey.
Ketonke zenu shokwaratao, hey.
Yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey.
Ketonke zenu shokwaratao, hey.
Shoni Thun. We'll see you guys back here in a little bit.
Saskatchewan is ready.
You know, we're actually in October, we're coming back to Saskatchewan. We've got 13 or 14 shows, I think. So, yeah.
Not in any place you've ever heard of, though.
Moosomin,
Yep.
Weyburn.
Weyburn's famous. Home of
Yeah.
Tommy Douglas.
That's all I remember.
Melfort, I think you're playing Melfort.
L'Orange.
Yep. Yeah, so we're excited to come back. We toured here in, oh gosh, I can't remember, 7, 8 years ago, and it was a lot of fun.
I only
It was in the
remember
middle of
getting
winter.
intoxicated.
It was in the middle of winter, and we after about 3 days, we were going, I swear we were on this road already. Or you're used to having, you know, like a mountain or trees or, you know, these things, that larger things to tell you. And I was like, it's just sky. Like, I swear that cloud was over here.
And it was really bad, but I only remember getting intoxicated in Langenberg. Everybody gets it.
Well, hopefully I'll stay in tune for the song. This song, I thought I was doing a different song in the first set. Not that you would have noticed, but this song is about the cabin I grew up in. Really tiny little one-room cabin. My mom, my dad, and my sister and brother and I. And I was just chatting with my dad. He was telling me a story of this one time. We were drying fish in the spring. When the whitefish come in, we had a whole bunch of fish that we were drying. And of course, a black bear who had woken up a bit early decided that he had found a free dinner. And he was helping himself to the fish and making a lot of noise, and our dogs were barking. And my dad said he said, well, he knew something was out there. He didn't know where it was, or because it was still a little bit dark in spring. And he said he walked out, and then he saw something move in front of him in shadow. And he thought, oh no, it's bear. So he went back in the house and he grabbed his rifle. And my brother at the time was little. He was just a baby. And he came back out, and the bear was looking at him, and he said he did this, like, and he grabbed one fish, and he pulled it down really slow. And he said, I swear he put it behind his back. And so my dad said he started making noise so he could scare the bear away, and the dogs were going crazy. And the bear didn't really care. And then my dad said, well, maybe I'll just scare it. So he did one shot in the air, and it did scare the bear, but it scared him towards him. And then he realized he was standing there in his underwear. And and then one of our dogs came and shooed the bear away. But my dad said it was so funny, because he said he never seen like a bear run on 3 legs, but this bear did, because he was not letting go of that fish. This song's called Fearless Heart. 1, 2,
3, 4. This land's a never-changing mass of rock and tree, water and dirt. I've been gone so long, seems my old home's been swallowed by the earth. The damp and cold has taken hold, forgotten toys become iron and rust. It was so many years ago. grows green round the table's edge, wrapping itself round crumbling legs. They were pillars of a life, yesterdays I'd never change. In this crumbling shelter, left as it is part of a story not finished yet. Its lines are carved in the wood, so deep you won't forget. Ooh, never thought I'd find my way back to this place. I've come back to find you, find you, find you, tell you everything's gonna be okay. Well, somehow we drifted apart, but you knew one day, one day, one day I'd come back for you. It'll feel as hard. Do you feel it, feel it, feel it? The south wind blows our way. Cold days, cold days, cold days are gonna melt away. The melt away. Ooh, 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 ooh. Never thought I'd find my way back to this place. I've come back to find you, find you, find you, tell you everything's gonna be okay. Somehow we drifted apart, but you knew one day, one day, one day I'd come back for you. It'll feel as hard. Shonithan. I'm named after my great-great-grandmother's sister, Diyet. She came from a place north from us in a region called along the Yukon River. We know it as Selkirk now. But my great-great-granny, she was a young woman. She was one of the youngest daughters of a chief. And she had an arranged marriage to a young man from my community, Siddhartha. And Enna is her name. She didn't like that very much. She thought but you know, this is in the 1800s, sometime around 1880 or so, maybe earlier. And so her family accompanied her on her journey to meet her new husband. And they had to hike or walk a great distance. It took them about 2 months
because they also were carrying a lot of stuff and bringing a lot of stuff. And I never met her. She passed away before I was born. But I know lots of her from these stories because she was quite the character and quite this strong, strong person. And she said, I had some time to think about what I was going to do and make a plan to run away if I didn't like this guy. And so she had it all planned out. But they got there. They got to this place we call Ashak, and it's sort of where the mountain valley comes in, and it enters into our country, our territory. And people were camped there. And they walked down the valley, and they could see the smoke and the people. And as they got closer, they saw the people got up, and they put a big curtain, like a curtain made of caribou hide, across the entrance into the camp. And she knew what that meant. That's kakan, we call that. And it's a ceremony. It's a peaceful ceremony. It's about walking through to another, like to the other side. And when you go through that curtain, you leave behind, hard feelings, hurt, regret, jealousy, anger. You leave all those things behind and you start new when you come on the other side. And she thought, well, maybe it's not going to be so bad after all. And it wasn't so bad. Actually, it turned out pretty good. He also had another wife shortly after because they had lots of kids. And she said, I need some help. She had a couple sets of twins. And so she chose his second wife as her best friend. You think it wouldn't work, maybe not today, but it did then. And they had lots of kids. There was over 20 of them. And people used to like to joke about him, and say he was a busy guy, and he was always out providing. So he went on the hunting lines and the trap lines a lot because he had lots of kids to feed at home. And his wives loved him, but they also just loved to tease him. I think they liked to get a rise out of him and have fun at his expense. But anyways, this song says, I'm still beautiful and young, but if you don't come home soon, I might find Hudson Bay boy. Yakuna thua shani jana niga tsahe zum ichling dinu oho hey Yakuna thua shani jana niga tsahe zum ichling dinu oho hey Hudson Bay Jang Shani Jana Niga Tsahe Zung Ichling Dinu Oho Hey Yakuna Thua Shani Jana Niga Tsahe Zung Ichling Dinu Oh Hey Hudson Bay Jang Shani Jana Niga Tsahe Zung Ichling Dinu Oh So I was driving home. To get to home, you have to pass a couple of summits. And it was dark like this at night in winter. And I crested the summit before home. I knew where I was. I always know that road. I know every little bump and turn. But that night it was really special. It was very low-hanging cloud. And when I got to the top of the summit, all of this cloud just sort of just opened up. It just lifted, just miraculously, just like that. And I stopped the car because this big, sky was just filled with the most stars I have ever seen, ever. And they felt so close. I felt so close to me. And I got out of the car just to be there and feel that. And I remember looking in the valley, looking down and seeing the moon on the lake, and watching it just sort of, glisten on this very frozen, wintry wonderland. I can't even describe it. It was just a feeling. And it was so quiet that I could hear the ice crack. And I thought, wow, it's a very, very special moment. There's a still innocent calm, comfort me softly in the cold dark. In winter's long hold, we're frozen where the slow ice fog drifts. The past and the future stand still, and the old mother sleeps. Only brave crows stand guard throughout the night. Here in the valley, the bitter winds rage till they die. Deep in the mountain's belly, the old mother sleeps. When the sun plays hide and seek, with the grace to make you weep, hold me closer to you while the old mother sleeps. We'll take our time to make it last. The soul is deep and the skies are vast, and days will change and thaw, and our time will pass. Remember the days when we were so wild and free, running with the wolves over lands we thought would always be. Afraid when the light would leave and the old mother sleep. When the sun plays hide and seek, with the grace to make you weep, hold me closer to you while the old mother sleeps.
soul is deep, and the skies are vast, and days will change and thaw, and our time will pass. The old mother sleeps. The old mother sleeps.
Thank you.
Sleepy Beast, you ready for Sleepy Beast? I think so. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Work hard, it doesn't get easier. At the end of the day, you got nothing but a wall. You lean against it, hoping it will fall. Wake up from your slumber, sleeping beast. It's time to breathe again, time to see again. It's time to roar like you did when you were king. You were king. You were born to be the greatest of all. You have a gentle soul, you don't push back when you're down. But you're so quiet, don't be silent, make a loud sound. Wake up from your slumber, sleeping beast. It's time to breathe again, time to see again. It's time to roar like you did when you were king. You were king. Wake up from your slumber, sleeping beast. It's time to breathe again. It's time to see again. It's time to roar like you did when you were king.
Sharon, Ethan, thank you. How you guys doing? You okay?
It's still so quiet here. It's okay, you can talk. It's okay.
Show, Nathan. We're going to do a tune for you. We're going to get Bob on his guitar. And, oh, they got enough. Okay, gold miner. This is a song that I wrote about a time when I was walking down the boardwalk in Dawson City. It's like a gold mining town, 1898, Klondike, all that stuff. And I was, it was like a Sunday morning. It was dusty, hot, and I happened to look to my side. I don't know why, but I did. And I was right beside a building that had sort of started to fall over. Things do that in the permafrost up there, and it was, over 100 years old. But I looked in the window, and I saw something that caught my eye. I saw a person staring back at me. It was a photograph on the floor. A picture of a young man with an odd expression on his face, and then I looked and read the sign, and it was Lowe's Mortuary. But I realized, that in those days, people took pictures of people when they had passed away as a memory, a memento. But this fella, he obviously came up to strike it rich, get all the gold. And by the looks of him, he didn't find much. But he stuck with me for a long time, that guy. And I thought maybe, just maybe, he was with me because he wanted me to tell some kind of story for him. Keep him alive somehow. It's cold outside, it's colder than it's been in years. Perhaps because he knows this is the last. He can't remember her face or the way she made him laugh. He can't recall the color of her hair. The end is not a parade of memories. No flags with faces waving in the wind. There are no balloons sailing into the atmosphere. All he wants stays buried in the dirt. Gold miner, you'll never find her. She's been gone since the day you set sail. She's standing there waving, silently praying it would turn out just like you said, but it never did. He stays in bed a little longer than he ever does. For once he doesn't hurry to the pit. It's a while before he has his coat in hand. And he takes a look around, then shuts the door. It's a hard man that can last to the bitter end. Takes courage to forget the ones you love. He spent his youth digging through the muck and dirt. He knows it's too late for regrets. Gold miner, you'll never find her. She's been gone since the day you set sail. She's standing there waving, silently praying it would turn out just like you said, but it never did. Thank you so much.
Well, she wrote this song, and then I thought she was going to break up with me. Is that the story?
Oh, no, don't say that one. No.
But we've been married for
Well, that's a long time.
22 years? 23.
Yep, I know. I don't look that old, but no, it was funny. Sometimes you think you're doing something. You write a great tune. I thought this was a really good tune, and I woke Robert up. I mean, mind you, it was the middle of the night. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning. I said, "Hey, you got to listen to this song." And I played for him, and he kind of just looked at me sadly and went back to bed. And I thought, wow, this song must stink. And so the next day I said, "Hey, Robert, what about that song? Do you think it's got any legs? Like, should we?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, song's okay. But is there something you want to tell me, Diyet?" Said, "Should I?" And he thought I was dumping him in a song. I thought, well, not that poetic.
Be a reality TV show.
That is a good idea. Dumped by a song. Any of you TV people out there, here's your next idea. All right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We've been up and down the same words, circled round and round the same sad story. Tried to fix this from the inside. In the end, it's me standing by myself. The beginning was pure sentiment. I admit it now, I didn't know what it meant. You're everything I adore. Little by little, my shadow grew into yours. I wanna scream out loud and slip beneath the cracks in the floor. Scream out loud. You can't have love when love is made of war. Battle lines are drawn on a ragged map. What's mine is mine and yours stays out of reach. Treading cautiously on broken glass, careful not to tip the scales of peace. We live side by side in a gated house. The first to leave is the first to admit defeat. Never thought it'd be like this. We are posers and we are raging. I wanna scream out loud and slip Well, we got a couple more tunes for you tonight. This is a song from my community. It doesn't really have a name, and I don't know a lot about it. But what I do know about this song is it's a mixture, a combination of different languages in the Yukon. There's Southern Shoshone, our language is Northern Shoshone. There's some Upper Tanana in this song as well. And there's also a word in English that we don't have in ours, which is goodbye. And the sentiment of this song is that when you meet someone, you meet people who are new to you, to each other, and you have a good time, you come together for a short while, and then sometimes it's a little bittersweet to say goodbye. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, anu shania, o ama. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, anu shania, o ama. Lu'utlan dunia, hey, haya. Lu'utlan dunia, hey, haya. Goodbye, shite, oh, shachau, ama. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, anu shinio, ama. Hey, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, goodbye, Shania, ama. Lu'utlan dunia, hey, haya. Lu'utlan dunia, hey, haya. Goodbye, shite, oh, shachau, ama. Oh, yeah. Hey, yeah. Goodbye, Shania, ama. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah. Goodbye, Shania, ama. Lu'utlan dunia, hey, haya. Lu'utlan dunia, hey, haya. Goodbye, shite, oh, shachau, ama. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah. Goodbye, Shania, ama. Shonithan. That's our last song for you tonight. It's called Like a Drum. It's got a very catchy, easy chorus, which I'm pretty sure I'll probably ask you to sing. So. But thank you so much for being here tonight. We appreciate all of you, appreciate coming out and supporting live music. We really do, really do. It makes us love what we do even more. So, Shonithan, thank you. It's quiet again.
Woo!
Right on. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The night never seems to bring morning to your house, to your street, or to your town. When all lost things cannot be found, don't let it bring you down, down, down. Working people keep on working. Poor man stays poor. One hand on a bottle, 1,000 thoughts of his life before. I sing, oh, my heart, oh, my heart beats like a drum for you. Oh, my heart, oh, my heart beats like a drum for you. Move through the days with our heads down, bite our tongues to keep from speaking out, marching one behind the other. It's the truth we begin to doubt. Black sheep stands in a corner, no one stand up and shout. For the boy being pushed in a schoolyard, for the beggar we know nothing about. I say, oh, my heart, oh, my heart. Sing it with us. Beats like a drum for you. Oh, my heart, oh, my heart beats like a drum for you. There's war going on out there. It breaks you down, it breaks your heart, it drives you mad. Gonna take what we can while we can. It's so sad, sad, sad. When 30 million people are forced from all they've ever known, pushed to the outside of normal, without food, without clothes or a home. I say, oh, my heart, oh, my heart beats like a drum for you. Oh, my heart, oh, my heart beats like a drum for you. Ladies and gentlemen of Moose Jaw, please give the Love Soldiers a round of applause. They work pretty hard. This is Robert Van Lieshout, Bob Hamilton. Keep those hands going. Thank you so much to our sound and light and theater crew. Give them a round of applause as they work hard too. Thank you so much, the Festival of Words, for bringing us here. We appreciate it, and we hope you have a wonderful time. So we're going to do this together, I think, hey? We're going to sing this. Oh, my heart, oh, my heart beats like a drum for you. Beautiful, let's hear you. My heart, oh, my heart beats like a drum for you. Sing it like you mean it. My heart, oh, my heart beats like
guys so much. Shonithan. Thank you. Would you like to hear another tune? Okay. Right on. We'll do a song around the mic here. I'm really excited. Tomorrow morning, I'm going on a tunnel tour. We've been really hot. It's really hot here. And we got to the hotel, and our daughter, who's with us, she's like, Mommy, can we go swimming? I said, yep. So we got to the pool, and we got in, and we didn't realize they were hot. Then
I have a barber appointment at 10. Is that when the tunnel tour is?
Yes.
Tunnel or haircut? Tunnel? Okay.
Robert likes to keep his beard, neat. Well, this tune is actually, this is the one song that I've not written at home. I wrote this one in a very hot summer when we were in Italy. But I wrote it about home because at that time, our community was going through a really hard time. There were lots of deaths that were happening and lots of young people passing away. I just couldn't understand it, and I couldn't wrap my head around it. And sometimes you just need to go away. You need to breathe some different air to have a little bit of perspective. And what I realized is that, no matter how hard things get, how hard life can be sometimes, and the knocks and the hits that you take, it still goes on. And you can always find something in that, in peace in that. And you can always find something to be joyful about and to have hope for. To the ground, you can feel it all around us, baby. There's something sweet growing up at our feet. Now everything is coming up, roses. Ooh, it only takes a moment. Ooh, to lift you up, then you're in it. I wanna hear you say things will get better. Whispered in the wind, things are gonna change. Yeah, there's gonna be change. To let the floodgates open. And if there are regrets, it's time to put them to rest. We can forgive, but we can never
forget. No, well, don't waste time thinking about it. No, no, whatever it may be, I wanna hear you say things will get better. Whispered in the wind, things are gonna change. Yeah, there's gonna be change. Steady like a rock, ready for anything. This life will knock you down and pick you up again. The simple things seem hard at times. You get pushed apart on different lines, but wherever she is blowing, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. The simple things seem hard at times. You get pushed apart on different lines, but wherever she is blowing, hold on, hold on, hold on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. There's gonna be change. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Please come out and say hi before you head off.